Hey guys, just want to give you guys a real quick review of what the quiz is going to be on tomorrow. Okay, so we've got 5 things. Okay, identifying the subject and predicate, coordinating conjunctions, semicolons, prepositional phrases, and parenthetical statements. Okay, so identifying the subject and predicate. Thing that you need to look for with this, guys, is who is the thing doing the thing. All right, so here, okay, Mr. Lloyd is cool. Okay, Mr. Lloyd, okay, is the subject because what is Mr. Lloyd doing? He is. Okay, so remember, those are those really tricky to be verbs. Okay, all right. So something to watch out for. All right, like if we were to look at that, is that you might have more than one noun in there. Okay, but just because it's a noun doesn't mean it's a subject, and just because it's a verb doesn't mean it's a predicate. Okay, so make sure that it's the main subject that is doing the main action of that sentence. Okay, that's what we're looking for. Okay, for coordinating conjunctions, we are connecting two independent clauses. Okay, that means that they both have a subject and a predicate. Okay, so Mr. Bannock is cool, the subject being Mr. Bannock, the predicate being is. Okay, so that's an incomplete sentence, comma, but Mr. Lloyd is cooler. All right, okay, so we have this also subject, predicate. Okay, two independent clauses, a comma before the but. All right, and there you go. That's what that is. With semicolons, again, two independent clauses, but here's the key: no coordinating conjunction, no fanboy word, okay? So it's just the semicolon. Mr. Lloyd is cool, Mr. Bannock is not. Again, subject, predicate, subject, predicate. All right? Okay, prepositional phrases. Okay, this is telling you time or place, when or where something is going to happen. Okay, so after school at the flagpole, and then the comma comes after the phrase, Mr. Lloyd will fight Farkas. Okay, all right, and again, this could stand all by itself. I could delete everything that's right here. All right, and this sentence still makes sense, right? Mr. Lloyd will fight Farkas. That's a complete thought. All that this part that's highlighted does is tell me when and where that's going to happen. All right. Parenthetical statements, that's like an aside. Okay, so that's information that's outside the main the sentence. Okay, Mr. Lloyd, who is way stronger than Farkas, will win the fight. All right. So I could theoretically, I could delete all this. I could get rid of all of that information. Mr. Lloyd will win the fight. Okay. This is just giving me more information, and the commas is separating that off from the main part of it. Okay, so that's what that is. Okay. Really quickly, guys. All right, and if you took the time to watch this video, you got know what the first 3 questions of the test are. Okay, and I'm going to give you the first answer. Give you the first 2 answers. What you are going to have, you're going to have 2 types of questions. Okay, identify the subject and the predicate and the underlined portion. Okay, so in those kind of questions, I have underlined an entire sentence. So The Guest by Albert Camus is an existential thought experiment in the form of a narrative. Okay, all right, don't even get caught up with what that means, because you might be confused by the language because they're big boy words. Okay, all right, but that's fine. What is the main thing that's doing it? Okay, and all right, is your clue. What is in the sentence, and what is in this sentence? The guest is. Okay, so the guest is the subject. All right, and what is the guest doing? Well, it's just being. It is this. Is an existential thought. Okay, so the answer for number 1 is D. The answer for number 1 is D. Okay, so this is gonna be very easy to find out who did this. Watch this video. All right, throughout the course of the narrative, comma the reader. Okay, for this you have to replace the underlined portion. All right, in order to make this sentence correct. All right. Okay, so throughout the course of the narrative, comma the reader witnesses the various struggles with the reality that has been imposed upon them. All right. Okay, so for this one, this is an example of a prepositional phrase because it's telling me when something is happening throughout the course of the narrative. That's when it's happening. It's happening in the narrative. Okay, so that's separated off by a comma. Okay, so this one is no change. If you guys notice this, the subject of this is the reader, and the predicate is witnesses. All right, so this sentence would make perfect sense if I was to delete this. The reader witnesses the various characters struggle with the reality that has been imposed upon them. All right, so that's your little hint for commas, is if you can delete that part, then that needs to be separated from the main part of the sentence. Okay, I hope this is helpful. If you guys have questions, email me tomorrow. Again, you don't need to go into the Google Meet. Good luck. I like all of you guys.